Hey, it's Cam here from Echoes of the Pit for Headbangers Australia. And I've got to say, I'm pretty stoked to be dropping in for a chat with the formidable frontman, Harri Kuokkanen from Finland's crushing Death Doomers, Hooded Menace. How are you, Harri?
I'm fine, thank you. I just woke up a couple of hours ago. It's morning
Yeah.
here in Finland,
Uh,
and it's a pretty nice sunny autumn September day. So yeah,
uh,
looking forward to some mushroom gathering later
oh,
on
beautiful.
today. Yeah,
Very good. Do you live sort of rurally or sort of in town more, or what's the
I,
setup?
I live I live in the capital of Finland, so it's the biggest city you get in Finland, but still it's not far away. The
Uh,
larger forest areas, so you can get into the
get into nature and do all
uh,
the gathering.
yeah.
Uh, that's awesome. Well, we're talking to you today because it's a pretty exciting time for Hooded Menace at the moment. After your 2021 drop of the previous album, you're only days away now from releasing what I believe is the seventh full length album for Hooded Menace.
Yeah,
Now let me have a go of this one, the Lachrymose Monuments of Obscuration. Is that correct?
yeah, that's correct.
It's quite a mouthful, eh?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
good to have the challenging part already.
yeah, that's right.
Right from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. So how would you describe sort of the evolution of Hooded Menace between the two albums in that 4 years or so?
Well, I think uh, as people who already know the previous one, the Triton Spell, we introduced quite a lot of these traditional heavy metal elements into
Yeah,
the music. So I think we've kind of naturally continued from there. So we gave a little hints of the stuff on that album that now we're not
awesome.
shying about anymore. Like so we're kind of like got more a little bit more of those details going on and like yeah. I,
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's like a really nice melting pot of that sort of traditional heavy metal and almost like a bit of an almost 80s flavor to it, with those still that deathy doom atmospheric stuff happening as well.
yeah, and especially with the production, it kind of emphasizes the whole thing that now Lasse um, put more a little bit even more thought about on the guitar tone, all
Yeah.
that 80s micro pitch
Yeah.
sort of sort of production. So I think we kind of we've adjusted the things a little bit more into the what I see a natural direction from
Yeah.
where the spell left us. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I've mentioned before, like often the Hooded Menace sound has been quite a heavy, atmospheric, but ripping riffs and things like that. So it's quite complex and layered. And then your vocal on top just sort of adds this incredible depth to the soundscape. What's your initial approach to sort of working at your vocal delivery when it comes to new songs or new material that Lassa passes through?
Well, I think it has changed a bit throughout the years. When I joined the band, it was kind of a it was kind of a uh, the starting point was that I knew like I had been listening to Hooded Menace before, and I knew what Lasse's voice was about. It was
Yeah.
because it's such a low and guttural,
Mm.
like unique sound he does. But when he asked me to join the band, he already had the idea that he wants to write a little different,
Okay.
so, like little different kind of music that his own voice didn't suit that well. So
Yeah.
it was kind of uh, having the trust that he knows my voice. He knew my previous bands, so he kind of I knew that my voice will fit, my style would fit the band, but I think I wanted to have it somewhere in between these
Mm.
worlds, like the stuff I was doing with the other bands, and still having this Hooded Menace kind of a voice,
Yeah.
somewhere in between. But through these last three albums, I think it's Lasse's been writing more and more the stuff that he admits that his voice just wouldn't fit the band
Yeah.
anymore. So it's kind of giving me more freedom.
Oh, amazing.
Kind of get into the how I would do it
Okay.
like anyway. So I think this this new album is there are more diversity on the vocals, and
Mm.
it's been more exploring like my natural way of
Oh,
using my voice instead of leaning that much onto the past on
yeah.
how goodness used to sound, because now the song structures, the tempos, the riffs are a little bit different and more dynamic. Like Lasse himself likes to say that now all this articulation has to be like really rhythmic and all that stuff with the
Yeah.
faster song. So it's kind of a natural way to me to explore the like how I would naturally do it. And I think this time we even or I took more time to find the right way to do these, like compared to the previous ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. For you as a vocalist, just as a personal curiosity, do you sort of when you get the material, sort of immerse yourself more in the atmosphere and the sound and the emotion of the track to sort of draw out that vocal delivery, or are you sort of I guess more instinctive and follow the story of the lyrics, when you're building your vocal delivery?
I think uh, first and foremost, I listen to the song. It's the music is the kind of the biggest lead for me
Yeah.
to 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 follow. But of course, I think it's a combination of both. I
Mm.
try to find the way to do it that fits the overall sound, be the melodies or the rhythmics or whatever. It's kind of a to have it sound like natural.
Yeah.
And of course, I need to as there are lyrics, I wanted, of course, I need to kind of think about not to contradict, at least like if it isn't purposely on
Yeah.
purpose. But sometimes it's also I think it's a nice effect to it's not to like make it as a theater sort of way, just to like acting the lyrics, but instead of that, just following the music, whatever the lyrics say. It's kind of you can play with that sometimes. So it's a yeah, but I think it's the music and the atmosphere is
Yes.
the important thing for me as a
Yeah.
because yeah, because it's always the music that's more important than the lyrics for me when I listen to the music. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, that was another thing I was going to touch on, which you've already touched on, was with this new album, vocally, being able to experiment and bring a bit more diversity into your vocals and the delivery of them. And you're known quite well for the sort of really crushing, kind of aggressive gutturals, but then also that sort of really mournful, almost lamenting sound, as well. Um, what sort of techniques or things did you branch into to sort of expand that texture and the diversity in your vocals for this one?
Well, I'm not like that good in like technical sense that I could describe any techniques or anything like that. But I think it's more like breaking out from the certain register of this low voice. I think there were like say for example the Portrait Without a Face song,
Mhm.
when these two first verses, there's it's not the low one, but it's more like a little bit not high register voice, but like a somewhere higher and
Yeah, it's like a mid. like a mid
Yeah,
range.
mid raspy sort of thing. So that's kind of a natural place for me to
Okay.
do stuff. So that was kind of and it given to the context of the song, there was more freedom of, like you said, like the mournful and maybe more emotional way of interpreting the whole thing. So yeah, it was like having these parts here and there that I could I could break from the normal register of Hooded Menace sound I do.
Yeah, because
That's
it's typically, yeah, quite a rule.
yeah, it makes it more interesting. And we did even more explorations on the vocals, but we sometimes we just had a little tryout, like
Yeah.
how some pretty radical things would work out. But at
Okay.
least now we didn't we didn't leave them as they
Okay.
are. So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows in the future?
Do you ever in you've released a couple of tracks off this new album already? But do you ever lean into any clean vocal, or for you, it's all of that sort of distorted?
uh, well, I think um, I would be more in home with the clean vocals myself.
Really?
It's yeah, it's kind of a but think it's that would be a pretty big leap from the Hooded Menace sound. So
Yeah.
that's why we haven't touched that area yet.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
interesting. I
but
find it
yeah,
that
yeah,
that sort of would be more comfortable for you. Would be clean singing because knowing you from the Hooded Menace sound, that's not clean at all.
yeah. It's not. But yeah, like with the previous bands, I used to, for example, before Hooded Menace, when I joined the band, Lasse knew me from my previous band called Horse Latitudes.
Hmm.
It's a Jimmy band that I did mostly that kind of a clean vocal sound.
Yeah.
So I did this kind of rougher vocals here now, like here and there. But
Yeah.
I like, for example, when I practice the rhythmics of Hooded Menace songs, I never practice with this kind of a death metal vocal sound. I always make up a vocal melody in my head and
Hmm.
sing. Like, and when we used to do gigs, that was more practicing in that way, to have like a brainwash myself into the songs that I haven't been singing like for years. So I always made up some clean vocal arrangements in my head that's like to save my voice, like, and could like be humming them
Mm.
like at home and all that stuff. So I kind of have, for most of the Hooded Menace songs, I have in my head my like the vocal melody of my own making that no one else knows about.
The clean version, the clean Hooded Menace version.
Yeah, we said, yeah. I think I some like I even sometimes send Lasse like like a demo, sort of home demo of some sort of from Never Cross the Dead, that I made this kind of Candlemass sort of vocal arrangement just
Yeah.
for him to know that what I'm singing here while I'm
But
doing it. Yeah.
that's really interesting because actually one of the other things I was going to touch on as well, which you've pretty well answered already, is that although it is quite a lot of that extreme death vocal style that you do with Hooded Menace, um, the how was I going to describe it? It's still the listening to the tracks, your vocals are still quite expressive and clear, like even though it's still using those gutturals and that extreme style of singing. For sort of a band that comes from that deathy doom side, you often can't pick a lot of words. Whereas that was one thing that I found, is that a lot of the words and the lyrics that you are singing are quite clear. And I'm wondering whether that was because, for you develop those melodies clean singing and then add the distortion on top of it. Maybe that's why it's sort of punchy. The words are coming through, which is really cool. I really like it.
Yeah, but of course I have to like take a few steps back when I'm actually getting into the singing, like on the record, because
Hmm.
if I did all those melodies just like and add some roughness on top of that, that
Yeah.
would be that would be a pretty different than it is now. But I sometimes leave, like you said, like a hint here and there of
Yeah.
of, of the sort of a melody. It's like because it's usually when you do that kind of a death metal vocals, it's there's not many notes that you're actually doing. It's like finding the bass notes and kind of following that, so the music fits there. But like sometimes just to do another note
Yeah.
in
Sprinkle
between that
some.
makes the difference and makes the effect.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's quite it's a really interesting and unique sound. I think that when those little sprinkles of those words come through is really nice. I really like it. Um, and so moving on to sort of the band dynamics coming into this new album, with Lassa that writes and composes all of Hooded Menace music. I believe that's still the case for this album.
Yeah, it's the case, and it will be the case with the Hooded Menace. That's kind of a yeah.
No, absolutely. And how do you all then sort of collaborate to ensure that you complement and create his vision?
Well, he tends to send us some like demo versions uh, during the process. But it's not like we never contribute in any way. Give we don't give any suggestions like do this instead of that or why not do this. But it's more like a sometimes like as a feedback thing. He kind of can send us a little on process on process
Yep.
song, but mostly he kind of finishes them just by himself, making it like as finished as possible. Uh,
Okay.
besides the vocal the lyric parts, he does the vocal arrangements already. So
Okay.
he has all the rhythmic parts for the songs thought out even before the lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's
Wow.
so
Yeah.
we have to the things that we have to write the lyrics to fit this
Yeah.
vocal arrangement. So he's a kind of a author sort of a dude. He does this whole this is his band and he's making he's doing all the things. But it's in the recording and production process when of course I can give him some like different variations of things that when I'm doing like two different versions, maybe go
Yeah.
here, maybe go there, and he kind of picks what suits him the best.
Oh, nice. So generally, so yeah, your role is to sort of bring to life in those with those attributes of, as to why he chose you to be the vocalist. That's what you bring to bring those visions to life.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's kind of a being a being sort of a tool
Yeah.
tool for the band, and it's fine for me because I have lots of creative work with the other bands I'm doing. So it's kind of a it's even like refreshing sometimes just to work as a as a tool and just to
Yeah.
like
I
and
imagine.
I appreciate his vision. I appreciate the music he does. So it's kind of a I'm yeah I like it like doing that as well.
Yeah, I imagine as an artist yourself, there would be sort of yeah that element where it takes a little bit of that pressure away, and you can just enjoy doing your craft. Just you, it's all laid out there for you, and you just get to do it and enjoy it, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you know those other parts of creating can be quite stressful, and yeah, and tough and challenging. So yeah, it would be a nice change. Um, and so, as we touched on very quickly before, something really unique about Hooded Menace is you guys haven't actually played live since around 2018. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and with no plans to play live moving.
No, no, I think it's over the years it gets more unlikely,
Yeah,
but never say never. It's not like that we like definitely decided not to do ever gigs, but it's like it's like that now like right now, and I think every offer or invitation we get, it's and we we turn it down. It's kind of makes it, it seals it more and more. The thing, but it's, but you never know. We almost did 2020. It was already announced we were like about to do some Never Cross the Dead 10th anniversary gigs.
Yeah.
There was also like a mini tour booked in Europe, but it
Yeah.
was 2020. the
It
year
ruined
it's
everything.
summer tours then.
Yeah.
So it's that after that when we had to cancel the tour because of the pandemic stuff going on. I think after that it's we kind of buried the idea. But like I said, like it's not that every one of us don't want to play gigs. I would do it. Like if I, I'm fine for that. But the other members, Lasse especially, it's not like it's not like what he wants to do with the band right now. He just wants to make like make as good records as he can and
Yeah, that's
make,
awesome. So because you don't like taking that live element out of it, how do you guys feel that you connect with the audience and your fans? Like not having that face to face interaction of performing on stage.
yeah. I don't know. I think it's not the interaction as such, like releasing a record once
Mm,
in 4 years or or anything. But I think it's still like that's been the main thing for the band, like from the start, from the beginning. Anyway, like
yeah.
at first, like when the first record was done, the first two records, I think. Lasse did the first one by himself and the other one with Pekka drummer. So it wasn't meant to be
Yeah.
live performing band in the beginning. So it's kind of a more like a return to that sort of
Yeah.
state of being. And it so I think the interaction is not maybe the right word for what we're doing now. Instead of course, like some maybe some like ask me anything like that is Lasse will be doing the next Friday when the record's coming out. He'll be doing this Reddit ask me anything sort of.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the interaction.
Yeah, that's where you can connect.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes, yeah. But
yeah.
it's like I think it's not with this band that interaction like it's not that important anyway. It's about making music and
Yeah.
uh, letting it speak like to, like by itself. So it's
Yeah, absolutely. And that was I was sort of going to touch on that too, that it's, interesting being primarily studio based as a band and producing music. Do you think, I guess it's probably more a question for Lassa, that, does he feel that that gives him more freedom as an artist to create the music that he loves and that he values and thinks is amazing, and then gives it the time, rather than how a lot of bands have to split their time between the live performing and the time in the studio and things. I guess he gets to immerse himself in the music that he's creating by just focusing.
yeah, maybe, and because that's I think that's the reason why he's doing it. This it's not like he doesn't get any pretty much anything like from live performances. I think that over the years it became more and more burden for him.
Yeah.
Like kind of a you just have to do this because you're in the band, sort of, and it was never like his thing. Like the band is about making music, so it's kind of a I don't know about the freedom, but at least it's a he got away of the burden of
Yeah.
like doing something that he
Yeah.
doesn't feel it's even important for the band. It's
Yeah.
like of course from my perspective, I think the live thing gives it another there's another level to it when you get to perform it live.
Yeah.
But as as a perfectionist, Lasse, it's a kind of a, it's always sort of a compromising the music and
Yeah,
compromising his person, like being there when he's not. There's it's nothing he's like after. It's not like he wants to be there. He wants to be like in front of people. It's like he wants the music to speak for itself.
yeah. No, that's amazing. It's a really interesting perspective, and something that I think should be, yeah, really respected in the fact that it doesn't performing live isn't doesn't serve one or a number of the members, and you don't want to be having band members feeling a burden like that, if it's something that really doesn't serve them. So I think
Yeah,
it's unique.
especially when it's the person who's kind of responsible for all the music for the band, who's the primus motor of the band. It's like
Yeah.
like if it was some expendable member, that would be fixed.
Yeah,
You could make arrangement. Okay, don't have to do gigs, so you can participate on records or something like that. But because it's his band, it's obvious that.
yeah, without the engine there's not going to be much on stage, is there?
Yeah. Or maybe yeah. It would even require like hiring someone to do his parts, and then he could be just like the stage crew guy or
Yeah.
something like like producing the guy and
Yeah, maybe he could be the conductor. He just conduct you all or something.
yeah. I think he would even prefer doing that instead of doing the live guitar playing.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, in that case, for fans who may never see Hooded Menace live, what would you suggest would be the best way for them to fully experience the atmosphere of the music, particularly the new album when it comes out? Do you think, like, I don't know, it could be headphones on a rainy night, or lock yourself away, or blast it to 11, or like how do you think it would be the best way to experience the music?
Yeah, that's good question. I think it's more it's depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like of course as a fan of the physical format myself, like buying the physical record, be it CD or vinyl, whatever, and get into the booklets and inserts and the artwork that is like came up pretty nice as well. I think
Mm.
that would be like the traditional way. And you said headphones, maybe. I think this album it leaves more freedom to choose your place, be it like you said, like a rainy night walk or a graveyard, or now you could even go to the city and see the
Yeah,
neon lights in the autumnal rain, having all these 80s elements and Iron Maiden sort of synths going on. You can kind of have this
that's right.
almost
It could be the soundtrack to whatever it is you're looking at. It'd be amazing.
yeah, going into the nightclub, having the goth party over there or something, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And is there a bit of a buzz within the band at the moment with the upcoming release? You've been working quite a long time to get this one out. Is it something that's still really exciting for everyone involved?
Yeah, and I think it's because all the music was already recorded last year,
Okay.
so so we had the last recording sessions on December 24. So it kind of was the past half a year when we had all the mastering, all the artwork finished. It's been just like waiting for this moment to happen. So it's kind of a now it's like after a little while after this kind of a break from the process, it's kind of a yeah now it's exciting times to actually get it out like
Yeah.
for all of us it's already like old news sort of thing because it was done
Yeah, of
last
course.
year, but now it's kind of a gives a new life when people get to hear that, and it's like artists supposed to be
Yeah.
like experienced, and it gets its essence from being experienced. So like more people get to listen to hear it more it gets to be alive, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. Um, Very quickly as well that you've already released 3 tracks, I believe, of 7 from the album. One being a little bit of a surprise, but an incredibly epic cover of Duran Duran's
Yeah.
1980 banger, "Save a Prayer." How did that come about? Is that again from Lass's love of that sort of era in time and the influence of that music?
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, we had some other. We've been like having some cover song ideas throughout the years, and we've done like some heavy metal covers and stuff like that.
Mm,
But this one leads back to the Lasse's childhood. He
yeah.
was telling that his sister, bigger sister, had Duran Duran's Rio on tape, and he used to sneak into her room and take the tape and go into listen to into his room when he was like 10 years old. And like being the heavy metal kid, he was like a sort of a secret thing to
Yeah.
actually dig this new wave pop and he's been like being a fan since like 85 or something like that. So
Yeah.
being a fan of that album and that song for 40 years, it's kind of a he's had this idea of maybe like it would be cool to do
Mm,
a version of it. And he made the first demo, which was pretty much already the arrangement he we did on the album, it I was amazed and he was kind of amazed too, like how Paradise Lost, early Paradise Lost feeling it. There was
yes.
it with the song. So we've been kind of talking that it's almost like 2 covers in one. It's covering Duran Duran, but it's like we're covered early Paradise Lost at the same time because of the it has the sound and the
Yeah.
feeling. And of course, early Paradise Lost is one of our influences as well. So it's kind of we're nodding 2 directions with that
Yeah.
cover.
No, it's an incredible end result for what it was done. You know, if you listen to the original Duran Duran and then the Hooded Menace, like one after the other, it is so it's same but so incredibly different. Like it's the essence of the song is still there, but it's great. It's done a great job. Was it challenging at all for you to interpret like a pop 80s style into a death track, or that's something that even for your vocals that Lassa had already worked through before?
Well, Lassie had kind of he had already kind of worked it through because when you have the vocal melody on the original track, you have to kind of replace with something else when you don't have clean vocals. So he did that with the guitar leads. So it kind of let left the freedom to do just you don't have to follow the vocal melody lines anymore. You just could do as effective as possible with the death metal vocal style. And I think that was the most relaxed and fun track to record. That was
No,
the first one that we recorded like in full, and it was already like a keeper.
yeah,
Whereas the other tracks we did like several sessions because I wasn't satisfied with the first ones. That was like the already nailed. When
awesome. What a
it's
great
just
way to start the process with a fun one.
yeah, yeah.
if,
I
if
wanted to start it with that one because it was so fun and fun
yeah,
to do.
if what would be your pick of an 80s style or pop style track to cover in a deathy way if you had your choice?
If I had my choice, I don't know. With the Deathy way, um I wanted to, and I maybe with some other band I might still do it someday. I'd want to cover sometimes some Strawberry Switchblade myself because I love that band and they have such killer tunes. I think, but not like some other maybe not death doom death metal way, but some other interpretation
Yeah,
could be.
cool.
Yeah, but I think from the 80s that's the band I really
That's
want to
awesome.
cover. Yeah.
Yeah. If there's one thing the world needs now, it's more 80s pop or 80s style death doom. It needs more of that in the world. It might help out a few things.
Yeah.
Um, well, we're almost time to wrap it up anyway. So thank you so much, Harry, for your time. It has been really awesome chatting to you and hearing more about like your vocal style. I really enjoy hearing personally about those kinds of things. So thank you so much for being so open. And obviously, we have to drop the upcoming date of that album, which is the 10th. No, sorry, the 3rd of October,
Yeah.
through Season of Mist, out everywhere and on your Bandcamp and all of the things. So everyone has to go out and find it. Don't be snoozing on that one. The first 3 tracks are incredible. Very excited to hear the rest. It'll be a lot of fun. But one quick thing before we set you free, if you
What?
could if you could sum up the new album in just one word, what would it be?
Can it be like 2 words in one?
Yes, of course.
I would say neon tombs.
Ah, okay, nice. I like that. Thank you so much. So again, now forgive me. Would you like to say the title so that I don't muck it up of the new album?
Okay, it's called Lachrymose Monuments of Obscuration.
Amazing. Out on October 3 through, with Season of Mist. Thank you so much, Harry. It was amazing chatting
Thank
with you.
you.
Best of luck with
Thank,
everything moving forward.
thank you.